Good morning, everyone. It's Friday, and I'm excited about another Friday. I'm excited about every day. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Boy, oh boy, do I have some good information for you this morning. I hope everybody's starting off good. I hope we have some morning warriors out there somewhere that are actually up and watching this at 7 a.m. I know that some people aren't up yet and some people are busy at 7, and I understand that. You can watch it all day long on Facebook Live, but it's exciting to have people along with me when I go through this. I got some interesting stories this morning from all over the world. I hope you enjoy them. I am really looking forward to It's New Every Morning. Today is Friday. This is episode number 10, which means we've finished off 2 weeks in a row, and I hope you're enjoying it. Once again, eventually, I don't know, I don't have a date yet, but eventually we'll be moving our live to YouTube. So you want to get subscribed to my YouTube channel. It's New Every Morning with Tim Koger. I put a link in my Facebook page where you can be watching this, where you can click on it and subscribe right away. Good morning, Tom 4. Nice to see you this morning. I got some interesting stories. I think you're going to like some of these. So anyway, don't forget, subscribe to that. Like this. And there'll continue to be interesting information coming out, but most of it will move to YouTube at some point. Anyway, here we go. First story is about Prince Andrew. I hope you know who Prince Andrew is. If you don't, you can catch up with it later, but that's an England thing. So anyway, Prince Andrew has now lost his title. So maybe we need to call him something besides Prince Andrew from now on. But anyway, King Charles has stripped his younger brother of all titles and honors and is evicting him from Buckingham Palace. Yes, he's throwing him out. Now, he will move to the Royal Lodge, the family's lodge of 20,000 acre estate. So you can't feel real sorry for poor Prince Andrew or whatever he will be called down the road. Now, I kind of did a little bit digging, and the last royal person stripped of their title was Ernestine Augustus in 1919. So this is big news. This doesn't happen like every day or every year or every decade. 1919. Now, why was Ernest? I'm sorry, I may have said Ernestine. Why did that happen? Well, 1919, the Germans were, starting World War I, and she, and I think it's a she, maybe a he, I don't know. It's 1919. I wasn't around. They were siding with the Germans instead of the English, so they were throwing out. Anyway, I kind of butchered that up a little bit, but we'll move on. It is actually early in the morning. An estimated 4,100 children across America will be out on the streets this weekend, as you might guess. It's Halloween, and they're expected to spend over $13 billion on Halloween. The average family spends $114 on costumes, decorations, candy, all that stuff. $114 a family. Now, here's a number that I find a little disturbing. In fact, I find it a lot disturbing. 36% of Americans say Halloween is their favorite holiday. Yeah, I don't have much to say about that. We'll move on. Billboard's Hot 100 Top 40 includes no rap songs, none, for the first time since 1990. That's 35 years ago. And all I have comment to say editorially about that is it's about time. Moving right along, DNA repairing protein in bowhead whales is what we're going to talk about next. Now, why is that important? Why is it important what bowhead whales DNA protein is? Well, the reason it's important is These babies are big, 176,000 pounds, but they live up to 200 years. They know something we don't know. So maybe this repairing protein, we need more research on it. Maybe it can be used by us humans somehow. The next story I have is Hurricane Melissa, which is the story's about over, but there's tragedy, as you know. In Jamaica, 77% of the people don't have power. I think about 4 people have died in Jamaica. In Haiti, it's been worse. 24 people have been confirmed dead, and 18 more are missing. So let's keep them in our prayers in the Caribbean. The U.S. and China are a little friendlier today than they were this time last week. They, of course, our leaders met, and I guess the meeting went well. I won't go into the details of all the things they decided, but, concessions on this side, concessions on that side, everything went well. And Trump said, and I quote, it went, well, and I quote, truly great. That was his quote. Truly great. So if you want to learn the details about all that stuff, you can look somewhere else. NVIDIA, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing, I may be butchering that name, has just become the first company ever to hit $5 trillion in the market cap, fueled by ever-surging, guess what they sell? AI processing chips. And I guess their AI processing chips are the standard. So, they hit, they hit 5 trillion. Well, they hit 4 trillion only 3 months ago and 3 trillion last year. So needless to say, this company is booming. And the reason they're booming is because of their processing chips for AI that everyone seems to be needing and wanting. And I guess theirs is the standard. So everybody wants them. So they keep making them and they keep making money. My next story is about voter registration. This is a pretty interesting story to me. Don't know what it will be to you. But net voter registration since the 2024 election bar is this. Republicans have gained 1.39 million registered voters since the election in 2024. So as you can say, the Republicans have been booming in registration. Of every month since then, the only month the Democrats got more than Republicans was, I think, in June of last year, and it was like 12,000. So the Republicans have been booming in the registration ever since the election. I don't know what that means exactly. We'll find out as elections continue on. We'll find out. But I thought that was interesting information. And, I went through all this information really fast. I hope you're gaining it. There's more information out there if these stories interest you. But I try to come up with stories that I can give you a little bit, a little bit about what's going on, but not in big detail because, everybody's not interested in all these stories. But there may be some story here you want to know more about. And if so, you can find that online or on news, maybe on news. I don't know. News programs a lot of times don't bring out what I bring out. That's the reason I do what I do. So I have a quote. Good morning, Janet. I have a quote from Charlie Kirk. Most people know who that is at this point. And I think it's an important quote. And here's what he said. I never want to hear another woman say, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. We have let the world convince us that being a mom is somehow less than. That's the whole quote. And, he's absolutely right. Sometimes, because society has put down motherhood a lot and that it's just not important to the point where mothers are starting to think that it's not important. Well, I want to let you know that it is important. It is probably the most important thing most mothers will ever do is be successful at being a mother. And that takes a lot. From a personal note, I grew up with a stay-at-home mom until I went to school. My mom started to work when I was in the second grade. And basically, my mother followed me to school. What I mean by that is my mother went to work as a teacher's aide at the elementary school that I was attending. And so it was great. It was great to have mom at school as a second grader. That was great. And it was good. It was a good atmosphere for me growing up. And of course, because she was a teacher's aide, when I came home from school, she came home from school. So even as I got older and in junior high and in high school, she was coming home. So on the days that I was coming home, she was always there. She was there to cook dinner, and she was there to, just be supportive, and it was wonderful. My mother was a wonderful mother. I am who I am a lot today because of my mother. And I say that my father, for the people that don't know, my father was working a double shift and fell asleep coming home when I was young, and wrecked and died. So I didn't have a father figure in the house. My mother, went to work because we needed the money. It was that simple. We needed the money. And so, but it was a wonderful, and mothers are so important, so important. So if you have a good mother, tell her so. And you have certainly been blessed. And not everyone does, and I understand that. And sometimes in our society today, grandmothers have become mothers, and that's a huge responsibility. And to a certain extent, it's tough for grandmothers to raise grandchildren. But you know that we got some great grandmothers out there that have done an awesome job with children, their grandchildren, and I applaud them for doing that, because that they didn't really plan that. That wasn't the plan. The plan was to grow their children up and teach their children how to be good parents and mothers and fathers. And so I applaud the grandmothers out there and grandfathers out there that are raising their grandchildren. You're actually doing an awesome job, and I appreciate it. I want you to know that I appreciate it. So with that, don't forget, check out my YouTube channel. All these videos are going on there. I'll have other videos on there soon. But this is where this is going to move at some point. And if you're watching this later in the day, you can still get on the YouTube channel, because it's important. Because if you're enjoying this with me now, like Janet and Tom, and maybe some more people are, that would be great. But if you enjoy it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you'll still want to be able to go to YouTube and watch it. So with that, I want everyone to have a wonderful weekend. I'm planning on having a wonderful weekend. I got lots of things planned, several things around the house that I need to get done, a few things away from the house. But listen, you guys have a wonderful, blessed, and safe weekend, and I will see you Monday morning, because you know what? It will be a new day, because it's new every morning. Bye-bye.